Good afternoon from Big Fella's Gap here. It is Wednesday, the 18th of February. I haven't done a recording for about 2 weeks, and yesterday we arrived in Laos, in Southeast Asia. We arrived in the capital, Vientiane. We're staying here for about 4 or 5 nights, and then heading down to Vientiane for another 4 or 5 nights, and then finishing up in Luang Prabang for the final 4 or 5 nights. So really looking forward to that. Never been to Laos before. Thought I'd do some recording. Been a little bit remiss. We've been in Thailand for 2 weeks, in Krabi, and after that in Koh Lanta. Met with some friends, had a good time, had some partying, and a few really good nights out. But Krabi's changed an awful lot to what I remember it 13 years ago. It is a lot more touristy, a lot busier, a lot more overdeveloped. Lots of massage parlours and weed shops and bars and restaurants and God knows what else. It was really, really full on. As I say, I had a couple of good nights out, but it wasn't quite what I remember. Koh Lanta was a more chilled out experience. We're going back to Koh Lanta in a couple of weeks. So I'm going to do some video from there when I go back, and now I know a bit more about what I'm dealing with. But now we are in, as I say, Vientiane in Laos. We are staying here at the Holiday Inn and Suites in Vientiane, right next to the Crown Plaza, which is kind of a sister hotel to this. It's just a little way on the edge of town, just a little way out, but it's about 20-minute walk down to the riverfront and all the sort of culture and nightlife down there, which is where we're going to head down tonight. I'm going to hopefully do some videoing. We flew in last night from Bangkok. The flight from Bangkok, which is the most common route, I guess, to Laos, is about an hour. We flew in with Thai Airways. It cost about £80 one way. We're flying back out in about 2 weeks' time, but we've got that booked separately. And pretty straightforward, really easy flight through, and it took us 10 minutes to get from the airport into the hotel last night about 9 o'clock. Hotel's really nice. It's a 4-star hotel, cost about 60 quid. As I say, it's a Holiday Inn, Laos, really modern, really nice, rooms lovely, staff are really friendly, nice pool, well recommend staying here. It's really good. So plan tonight is to wander down into Vientiane, maybe get some video, take a look around, show you the sights, and take it from there. As I mentioned just now, our intention was to walk to the river and do some video and show you around, and we'll do that. But then we noticed it was happy hour in the hotel bar, so we couldn't really not say yes to that. So cheers. So we have made it out of the hotel bar and walked about 20 minutes down from the hotel to the night market and beer street, which is, as I say, right by the river. There are loads and loads of restaurants and street food options here, as well as a number of bars selling beer, no thank you very much, and little kids selling sweets and fruit as well. And I've got a Laos beer, Lao, which is about £2 for a large bottle, which is really good. Yeah, we're quiet one here, and then it's very quiet around though. I think it's really busy out here on a Friday and Saturday night. Today's a Wednesday, so it's quite quiet. Going to eat some food at some point, but at the moment, just soaking up the atmosphere and having a beer. So after our earlier bar with warm beer, which was pretty bad, but for a pound a bottle was all right, and a walk around the night market, we bought nothing because nothing would fit us. We have ended up in the Tipsy Elephant bar, where I have a bottle of Heineken for a couple of quid. And Paula has something else, I forget what it's called, but it looks, it's red and it's a cocktail. So the Laos night is behind us. It looks lovely, and the bar is, especially since we got here, strange enough, it's quiet and right down. But it's quite cool. It's on the 9th floor of the hotel, so it's pretty good. But it's called the Tipsy Elephant. We are both sober. One of the real highlights of the last few months as we've travelled around has been the food. It started really well in Vietnam and Cambodia. It just got better and better. Malaysia was stunning, and the food here in Laos and in Thailand previously was just really, really good. It's just the sort of food we absolutely love. We tend to split it up between street food and restaurants, and this is Vientiane, a walking street market with a huge mix of food, savoury and sweet. There is loads of seafood here, loads of shellfish. There's a lot of meats, skewers, various Asian dishes. If you look on the right there's some clams with something on them. Oysters. I don't eat oysters, but they look absolutely phenomenal. Some huge sausages there as well. But that you absolutely sport for choice, and you can get a dish like that for about £3 each. But tonight we are going to bypass the street food, and we saw a restaurant earlier. We're going to head in there for some food. So I just took pictures of the food rather than record in the restaurant. So this was what we ordered. So basically spring rolls came first. They were delicious. They were really light. They were a little bit greasy, but they were absolutely fantastic. We had loads of these in Vietnam. So this was lightly fried peppered tilapia fish. It was absolutely stunning. It had a couple of bones in it, but it was really, really nice. Thoroughly enjoyed it. So I've had Chiang Mai sausage in Thailand. This was the Lao variety. It was really spicy. The sauce was red hot. It was absolutely delicious again. I ate most of this myself. So this is chicken larb. It's made with mint, chilli, lime, chicken, obviously some herbs, and ground rice. It's got a really distinct taste. It's probably the most famous dish in Laos, and it's delicious. And finally we had marinated seared beef with a dipping sauce. Again, really, really nice. The entire meal came to just under £20, including drinks between us, which I think is phenomenal value. And after eating all this, I had to go down back to the room and lay down, and that was the end of the evening. Good afternoon. It's the day after a very good night out in Vientiane. Had some great food, a few drinks, explored Vientiane downside. We really enjoyed it. It's quite a small area. We kind of the main centre of town. A lot of temples, nice bars and restaurants, but it was really, really good. Today it's very, very warm, and my wife's decided to sit by the pool. I, on the other hand, decided to do a bit of sightseeing, and we're starting off with the Pataxi War Memorial, which you can hopefully see behind me. So the Pataxi Monument was built to commemorate the lives lost in the fight for independence for Laos from France between, for many, many years, but I think finally culminated in about 1968, so it took about 10 years to build. The interesting thing is it looks quite a lot like the Arc de Triomphe in many ways, not just in the building itself, but also, if you can see it that way, in the way it kind of runs all the way down to the centre of town, as a centre point, which is quite interesting. Apparently you can climb up it, so I'm going to have a look, because hopefully the views will be really impressive if I can. It's absolutely stunning inside. Just happened to look up, kind of noticed it. Incredible artwork around the ceilings. It's a lot less French inside. It's a far more Asian in design. But yeah, glad I came to this. Pretty cool. So here is the view from the top. This was well worth £1 of anyone's money to come up here. And what I quite like about the fact is this cost £1 for me to get up. So it's £1 for tourists or non-locals to get up. But it's about 10 cents or 10 pence for the locals, which is good because it obviously £1 for me is nothing, whereas £1 for them is a lot more money. So it makes it more accessible. So that is the view back down to the centre of Vientiane. Our hotel is over that way. I can't see it. It's the Crown Plaza, or the Holiday Inn, Crown Plaza. And that is the main road back down to the centre of town, which I've got to walk down a minute in that sweltering heat. So just been for a tour for about 45 minutes of Cope, which is a centre for victims of history, really, and a museum for people that have been injured and killed by ordnance and landmines in Laos. I didn't know it, but Laos is the most bombed country per capita in the world, primarily because of the fallout from the Vietnam War. And there is tons of unexploded ordnance still scattered around fields and stuff like that, which I didn't know about. It was really interesting, quite harrowing, but quite uplifting as well, because the way they're going about fixing the situation. There was some stuff around prosthetics in there. It was, you can't say good, but it was definitely worth looking at. So if you come to Laos, take some time to come over here. It's free to get in. I just left a few dollars as a donation, but there's a small cinema in there which told a bit about the story, but it was definitely worth doing. So that's Cope. As I say, it covers the situation with regard to landmines and unexploded ordnance, primarily dropped by the Americans during the Vietnam War, but it was pretty shocking. So time for some lunch. So as I mentioned earlier, Laos declared independence from France in the mid-70s, but the French still have a major influence here. You can see it from everything, the architecture, and particularly the food. So I just had the most fantastic French baguette with goat's cheese, salad, pesto, along with a Diet Coke. It was about £4. It was absolutely delicious. And one thing the French do know how to do is a baguette. So you see French influences all the time around here. Same in Vietnam, very similar. But that was delicious lunch. So I am now heading to my last stop, which is a temple. So when I get there, I will do a quick video, have a look around, and then maybe head for a beer. It's getting to that point in the day, now 4 o'clock. So this is Wat Si Muang Temple. Cross the road a bit quickly before I get knocked over, which is just about, just on the edge of the centre of town, but apparently it's pretty impressive. So the main temple in Vientiane is Fortnight, the big one, which is one of the main tourist attraction. That's a little way outside town. It's about 15 kilometres and a little bit of a taxi ride. Decided not to do that because there's lots of great little temples, quiet temples scattered around the old town and just outside the old town. This is a good example of one. So you need to dress respectfully, obviously, understandably. You need to cover your shoulders, and sometimes your knees, and ladies in particular, need to be wearing probably trousers and something over their shoulders. And you need to take your shoes off as you walk in as well. But it's pretty chill, very peaceful, and definitely worth a look around a couple of these. I'm going to walk in this one over here. I don't want to film till I know I can, so I'll turn off for a minute and we'll see what it's like inside. Smells lovely in here. So final stop is a beer station for a pint of beer Lao, which is this week 95 pence a pint, about $1.30. It's really good, really cold and well deserved. So yeah, I really enjoyed today. What do I think of Vientiane overall? So Vientiane is well worth a visit. I think 2 days is probably enough. There was a couple of major attractions I could have gone to. One being the Buddha Garden, which is a little way out of town, about 20 kilometres, which is a load of carvings of a Buddha on the monuments, which is made in the 50s, which I wasn't that bothered about going out for. And the second one is the Gold Temple I mentioned. But what I have seen has been really impressive. But that's most of it, right? A day here, 2 days here is enough. A day here walking around, doing sightseeing, another day to sit by the pool, chill out, relax, recover from your flight before you head on up the country to the place where most people go here, which is Luang Prabang and Vang Vieng, which is where we're going next. It's probably worth taking. So what I would say, Vientiane, well worth a visit. Good stop at a point. Hotels, you get a good 4-star, 5-star hotel for about £50-60, which is great. The food's great. The town's quite small and compact. So well worth a visit. I've enjoyed it. We go tomorrow on the train to Vang Vieng, and I will do a separate video on Vang Vieng to let you know what it's like. Apparently it's really beautiful. Lots of countryside around it. It's a bit more remote. We're taking the train, which takes about an hour to get up there on a very, very fast train. Which should be good. But Vientiane, yeah, well worth coming to. Really pleased with the game. So onwards and upwards. Cheers.